guys. There we go. What's going on, guys? It's Bo Maximum RPM coming at you with another video today. I'm joined with a whole bunch of people from my Discord server, and it'll be kind of an annual thing. I'm not going to set a specific stream schedule or upload schedule. We're just going to go from here. So this is a podcast that I'm going to start. I will pick a couple people from my Discord server every time, and I'll try to get some different people in there, but we'll see how it goes from here. So welcome to the very first episode of Past the Red Line. So today we have speakers being Emperor, we got Zeno, and Bayboy. He's muted at the moment, but
hi.
So if Bayboy's not going to talk, I mean, I see Mad Rabbit's in the stream. He can join if he'd like. We just need one more person, but we don't really need anyone. So let me know if you guys can hear them. So Zeno, do me a favor and talk real quick.
Hello, everyone. My name's Zeno Blader, the owner of Draken. How do you do?
All right. Can you guys hear that? People watching the stream, can you hear Zeno? Okay, sweet. All right, and Zeno, you kind of opened it up perfectly. So I'm going to go over here real quick. So I'm just going to start this off with, how's everyone doing today?
I'm pretty good. I'm doing really good. Thanks for asking. How about you, Max?
I need to wash my car tomorrow. I changed the oil in my wheeler. Kind of been relaxing with the family. I'm enjoying my day off.
Right.
I got one more day off, and then it's back to work as usual. So, you know, the fun stuff. All right. So, sorry, what?
I was going to ask, what's your job?
I'm not sure if I can really tell you the exact thing that it is, but I basically work sanitation for basically a groundskeeper. I'm a groundskeeper at a large area.
Nope.
It can be. We'll leave it at that. It can be fun. All right, so let's just get right into this, and I'm going to start off with a relatively easy question. What is your favorite Beyblade? And I'll actually go first, just to get this going. And this is Takara Tomy or Hasbro production, like mass-produced Beyblade. And for me, some people actually might not know this, but it's actually Achilles. It's kind of down between Achilles and Wyvern. They are actually two of my favorites, and so it's definitely between Achilles and Wyvern for my favorite lines, but I'd have to say Alter Chronos is probably my favorite, because that was the Bay that was in my very first video.
Right.
Oh, hey, we have an author actually watching the stream. That's pretty cool. Sorry, I didn't mean to distract you. All right, Zeno, what's your favorite?
If I have to say, it's either Legend Spriggan or Judgment Joker.
Ooh, Joker's a good one. Emperor?
Yeah, I just recently got my Joker, so.
Yeah, I saw that. Emperor, what's your favorite?
Oh, mine just Bay-is. It's really been with me since day one.
All right. Solid Bay. Bayboy?
I think Bayboy. Oh, there he is.
I have two favorites. It's Achilles and Spryzen.
All right. Those are definitely good ones. Yeah, like I said, we're just gonna kind of start a podcast, and we're gonna go from there. There's not gonna be anything specific, anything crazy. It'll probably get more in depth in the future, but we'll start small. We're starting small.
Right.
So here's a good one. So other than the Beyblades on my channel, or it could be the ones on my channel, doesn't really matter. what is your favorite 3D printed Beyblade? And a lot of people are actually going to already know this about me, but my favorite 3D printed Beyblade, not one of mine don't count in this scenario. My favorite 3D printed Beyblade, I actually have a tie between two, and that was the Beyblade that Quake and Bacon made called Omen Dragonite. I absolutely love the way it was done. Beautifully crafted, just a great design. And I'd honestly say this one is probably my new favorite. Raging Mako's Beyblade Colossus. It's just such a clean design. It's a good shape. It works well. Colossus is honestly one of my favorite Beyblades. Oh, Jennifer Daniels in the chat likes Toxic Rose. Got a Rose fan.
Toxic Rose is really cool.
Yeah.
It is. And I think a lot of people kind of side with Rose because it's an easy thing to like because it's consistent.
Right.
It's consistent.
If I had to have a favorite that's not my own, I will have to say it's between Exodus Hydra and Inferno Backlash because those two Beyblades are the reason I got into Beytubing and making 3D printed Beyblades.
Really? That's super cool. I did not actually know that about you. Yeah, Hydra. Oh my god. Hydra looks so good. Hydra's probably one of the best looking Beyblades out there. Like, performance aside, just off of aesthetics, Hydra's at the top. He's probably like top 3 for me. And Backlash, it's the Switch Army knife of Beyblade.
Right, yeah. Like, seeing the battle between Hydra and Backlash made me want to just become a Beytuber and just do my own stuff and then maybe one day battle them. Well, I battled Backlash in the ranked match in the server Model Bladers, but other than that, I still really would like to battle Cambo and Hydra.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If they ever do another Beytuber Bash in New York, I'm packing my bags and I'm running down into the city because
same.
I'm in New York.
I mean, I'm
lucky.
I'm at the very top of New York, but it's still like a full day's trip because it's basically across the entire. New York City's at the bottom. I'm at the very top.
Right.
But I'd love to let Shatter loose on Hydra.
Yeah, Shatter is really cool.
Yeah.
I don't think I got the battle Shatter yet.
Oh, you will. Don't worry, Zeno. I haven't forgot about our little match.
We'll see.
It's gonna be good. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. I actually have big news. So everyone knows about my Beyblade Shatter. It was the very first thing I ever 3D modeled. It was good. It was an accident. However, I haven't been able to fix it. And the version that I have is worn slam out. It's pretty much unusable at this point. I've got a new Shatter that's meant to replace, big air quotes there, the original Shatter called Resurrection Shatter.
Oh, okay, that's
a nice name.
And I got to give a shout out to my buddy June, who actually wanted to be in this, but sadly he couldn't. June sent me a file that I could use to make it. And so Resurrection Shatter had some help from June. He sent me the main core, like to design off of. He sent me that. So with any luck, Shatter's going to have burst resistancy for once.
June's not only good at making drivers, he's good at making layers too. Wow.
June, like, hats off to that guy. He's a fantastic creator.
Yeah, he is. He's helped me a lot.
Oh, yeah. Oh, funny story, guys. I actually met June through Zeno because me and Zeno, we had only talked like a couple of times. I'm like, hey, your Beyblades are so awesome. Could you help me make a driver? He goes, No, but I have a friend who can.
Yeah, because at the time I did not know how to fake drum.
Yeah.
Now I can. It's just the gimmick's still kind of like I'm trying to get used to it.
Yeah. I definitely hear you on that one. Emperor, what's your favorite 3D printed bay?
Mine's gonna be. I don't know if I can say this right. 'Cause I do have speech problems.
Just go for it.
Execution. I can't say it at all. It basically
Execution?
Yes.
Execution Nemesis. I've got it right here. Execution Nemesis. It's a very good bay. Very good.
It inspired me to make Doomsday actually, and like it's an amazing bay. That was my first 3D printed video I watched. Was about that Beyblade. I can't say their name. I'm so sorry.
Execution Nemesis. That's a hard word to say even without a speech impediment. But what a bay it is. I fought that thing firsthand, and it is dead even with Demon King.
Fighting it in the ranked battle, it's really strong.
Seeing
it actually just throw around.
It's such a monster, and Chad's got such a unique aspect of going into battle with it is he light launches it.
The disrespect.
I mean,
the disrespect.
The thing is, it's an absolute freight train. It is an absolute freight train.
Did you see a new Beyblade? The purple one. It's so big.
Oh,
yeah,
Chad's gone off the deep end, my guys. I mean, Chad is kind of like a mad scientist when it comes to Beyblade.
And just not to see who can make the biggest Beyblade ever.
Yeah. Me, Chad, we're definitely up there towards the top. We're known for making some pretty large Beyblades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually have a big Beyblade too. It was my first Beyblade.
So the kicker is, Mako came up with his Beyblade Colossus. I actually had a Beyblade in mine named Colossus as well. However, there's a bit of a funny backstory behind this. I've got dyslexia. I can't spell anything. Literally, I have the hardest time spelling anything. And I don't remember how Colossus is supposed to be spelled. It's either with a C or a K. Whatever it's supposed to be, I did the opposite. And Chad goes, Colossus with a K? I'm like, is that not how it's spelled? He goes, no. So that was just kind of a funny thing. But, I dropped the name a while ago. Doesn't bother me. Bay Boy, how about you? What's your favorite 3D printed Bay?
My favorite is Hero Samuraiser because it was when I saw it, that's what inspired me to create my own 3D printed Beyblade.
Samuraiser is definitely at the top. So I've got kind of my own classifications of Beyblades, and like Shatter and Xeno's Bay Draken, he falls into that category too, called Smash types, and they're stronger than your average everyday attack type. Samuraiser, without a shadow of a doubt, is 100% a Smash type.
100%.
I mean,
that
there's attack types, and then there's Samuraiser. Quake, I hats off to you. I mean, that guy can make some stuff.
He can. He's really good.
I don't know how they come up with these ideas.
I know. I mean, the gimmick for the new Samuraiser, the whole spring-loaded layer. What a great idea. I mean, the whole thing's a bound gimmick. But the problem is with like the spring-loaded aspect of it, it dampens its own attack. And he just brute forces his way past that problem. And I love it.
Yeah. Like, seeing the videos going against Beyblades themselves, like Valkyrie and stuff like that, like the video that he just did with the new Savior Valkyrie, it sent people say that Savior Valkyrie's gimmick is somewhat like Samurai's, but it's really not in a way.
Well, here's the thing. There's no way that Takara Tomy and Hasbro, there's no way they're not watching us. There's just no way. I mean, they see that we're obviously modifying their products and making our own versions. I know they're drawing inspiration from it. I know they are. Whether they will admit to it or not, that's none of our real business at the end of the day. But I mean, just look at it. You get the spring-loaded gimmick of Samuraizer. You've got Hydra. Then they came out with their own Beyblade Hydra. Like dual spins, left spins. There's so many bays that you can see that they clearly took inspiration off of from the 3D printed community before it came out as an actual product. And people laugh at me all the time. I know Takara Tomy has seen the whole Demon King thing. There's no way they came up with that ironically around the same time that I did. Granted, it was 2 or 3 years later. Demon King is me. And Belial has the same color scheme as Shatter. Black, red, a splash of white, and some yellow.
That's kind of sus.
I've been saying it for years. Shatter is the ultimate Demon Bay. He is the Demon King.
But I used to say that about Draken as well until I quit because my apprentice, Zio, or Chris Wolf, if you know him. He called Draken the King of Darkness, and I kind of felt like that sticks more with Draken because when I made Draken, it was supposed to be meant as dark, or like a dark kind of attribute type element type thing, and I pictured Draken as like the king of like the whole darkness Beyblades, even though like dark type Beyblades, even though it's newer. It's just I feel like with all the attack and stuff, I just stuck with the name, just like calling it the King of Darkness, even though a lot of people say it shouldn't be called that. Even though, because it's just I want to give my Beyblade backstory, even though because Draken. It doesn't have a backstory, unlike most Beyblades. So,
well, I definitely say that Draken is definitely a darkness Beyblade. I mean, just look at it. It's always been dark colored. It's a dragon type. It's aggressive. It hits hard. That fits like what a dark themed Bey would be.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, Draken just has like a dark presence. You look at it, it looks menacing.
True, yeah.
So I'd say you're definitely on point. And Shatter does have a backstory. I will tell the full thing one day, but today is definitely not that day. All right, so let's. What's up?
Oh, can I ask you a question?
Fire away.
Okay. So, what was your first 3D printed Beyblade you ever made?
So, the first 3D printed Beyblade that I ever made, on paper was Shatter. The first one that I ever printed out was my Beyblade V8, which actually Quake and Bacon helped me with because he heard my story about it. We had been talking for a little bit, and then one day he goes, "Don't be mad, but I made V8." I was like, "Sorry, what? You did what? You did what?" He goes, "Please don't be mad." I'm like, "I'm not mad. I'm in shock. You got to show me this thing." And next thing I knew, here I have V8 in my hand. I was like, "Oh my God, I've got one of my projects." And that's when I was like, "Okay, I need to make Shatter now." And I had no clue what I was doing. Made it on Tinkercad, didn't watch the tutorial, had no clue what I was doing, had zero practice. I spent maybe 5 minutes on Shatter. Maybe. It's a very strong maybe. I can't, like, I was at max, I was in there 10 minutes making it. And it turned out good. even though this thing is a big piece of junk, it turned out good, and it never stopped surprising me. And it started off as a mistake, pretty much. And one thing led to another, and here's Shatter is. Don't worry, guys. V8 is coming back. And me and
Finally.
Yep.
Yes,
So me and Zeno have been tinkering around. We've been talking about some stuff. So the one thing that I do with the engine theme bays is I actually enjoy working on those with other people. Because there's something special about it. Because cars bring people together, and engines do the same. So that's what I do is I work on those with my friends. And I actually have a GT V8 that I made, and I just sent it to Chad Files today because he wanted to see it and kind of tinker it. And me, Zeno, and what was the other guy's name? Zeno? I'm drawing a blank. Zeo. Yeah, it was. We're tinkering on an extra special V8. So don't worry, guys. V8 is coming back. There's going to be 2 or 3 V8s coming out very soon.
And Draken can break all 3. I'm joking.
Yeah, we all know how that's going to go.
Yeah. But it's going to be a good match, I think.
Oh, yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. Zeno, you have never let me down with a match. And actually, guys, real quick thing. Zeno's actually the guy who kind of helped Rose come to be Rose. So it started out as actually Flathead Fury. Rose was supposed to be a spinoff of V8. And it was Right Spin originally. And Zeno, why don't you tell him how good Rose was when it spun to the right?
In the right spin, Rose did really good in attack, but going into left spin, it did much better because it was because with Draken being right spin, it was beating off of it, spin stealing.
Well, not only that, but when it spun to the right, it was god awful. It didn't do good at all.
Yeah, right spin is not good for Toxic. I'm sorry.
Well, the weird thing about it is when we started spinning to the left, even up against same rotation Beyblades, it got stronger. So I don't know what it did, but I've had this weird phenomenon where I'll flip the file to make it spin the other way, and it changes how physically strong and hard it is to burst. Something about flipping it messes with the files sometimes. So it literally made it harder to burst.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but it did. And Zeno's kind of the person who gave it the combo that it has. Because I was like, what do you have for parts? And he goes, guard. I went, that's perfect.
I don't have a lot of parts. I'm still getting Beyblade, but it's just a lot of parts I have is either Hasbro or a few Takara Tomy Blade.
Yeah. All right. Let's get back on with the questions. So this one's more directed for my channel in general. What are you guys interested in seeing more of? As far as content that I've already created or content that you'd like to make me see or make me create?
V8.
I'm pretty sure we're all waiting for more V8 videos.
Other than V8. Other than V8.
For me, I would like to see more of the battles in that sledge that you have because I love how aggressive the Beyblades seem in that stadium.
All right.
Just the whole sled thing.
The Super Stadium.
Yeah, the Super Stadium.
The thing I want is I want more people to challenge you.
Oh, people have been challenging me left and right. People don't.
Yeah, same.
So here's the thing, guys. I want to battle as many people as I can. I honestly do. I want to battle as many people as I can. But as far as money goes, I can't.
Yeah, that's true.
And here's my biggest problem. So everyone knows my good friend Overseer Shadow. Absolutely fantastic guy. Great guy. He's the one who slices all of the files that you have seen on this channel, and even some that you haven't. Well, not all of them. He didn't do supercharged V8. I believe Chad Files did that. There's a couple Beyblades that haven't been sliced by him, but he's perfectly fine with it. He's told me this many, many times. Feel free to send me stuff. I love working on stuff. The thing about me is I'm a relatively independent person, and I hate relying on others, and I just feel like I'm bothering them all the time. And
I understand that.
When I say I can't slice Beyblades, it's not like I'm incompetent and can't figure out how. My laptop is a Acer Chromebook, and it doesn't support a slicing software.
Really? That sucks, bro.
Yes, and my dad, he went out and got me this Chromebook. Thank you, Dad. Him and my mom went out and picked me up this Chromebook for like school, for when I'm done with high school and I'm going into college. I'm going to need it for that, for video editing, and for slicing. And we thought we had everything down, and then all of a sudden we find out Chromebook doesn't support slicing.
I'm dying.
And it
That sucks.
absolutely gets me fired. Chromebook, Acer, if you're watching, throw me a bone and help me out. Let's face it, they're not going to be watching some schmuck like me on the internet.
I just got a message for you, Max. Theo, he says hi.
He says what?
He's watching the stream.
Oh.
Theo says hi. He's watching the stream.
Hey, Zio, how's it going, buddy? Yeah, Chad's been texting me. Chad's been texting me left and right. I mean, I'm having a stroke here. He's been texting me left and right because I sent him a couple of files to look at and a couple of texts, and then I just up and left because I started working on my wheeler. We're working on dinner. I'm doing this. He's texting me. I'm not getting back to him. I'm sorry, Chad.
Question?
Answer.
So you've been working on a custom Hot Wheels for that King of the Hill. How's that been going?
Don't expose me like that, Jay. I'm kidding. So here's the thing. The Dremel that I use only works at full throttle, and it's constantly trying to catch itself on fire. So it's not really all that good to use. I need some better stuff for setups. I need more practice. And King of the Mountain actually won't be accepting any cars for like the next 2 years or a year and a half. So I've got some time, but I actually haven't done any custom mods recently. However, I have wanted to get back into it, and I'm probably going to pick that up during the winter. So recently, and I was kind of curious if you guys had seen this. Have you seen my stop motion stuff that I've been doing recently?
Yes.
What do you think of it?
Yeah.
I like it.
Is it
I think it's really interesting and satisfying. Well, that's just for me.
Is it something you guys would like to see more of?
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah. I think you do a really good job with it. I think you should continue it.
Well, it's something that I've always enjoyed, is the art behind stop motion animation. I grew up watching like the movie like Flushed Away. Growing up, I watched a lot of Wallace and Gromit. Me and my dad loved watching that. There's just an art to stop motion animation that I absolutely love. And growing up as a kid, I watched so many Hot Wheels videos of people doing stop motion animation. And people who may not know this, I am a huge car fan. I mean, you can clearly see behind me, I've got a rack of RC cars. I got 2 on the floor, you can't see. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I've got 12 cars behind me. I've got 1 in the closet.
That and all his Beyblades are car parts.
Yeah, I got
that should also add to that.
V8, supercharged V8, small block V8, V6, downshift, clutch. God, clutch. I haven't thought about that nightmare in a while. So I'm thinking my next stop motion animation thing is going to be another Hot Wheels. And for people that don't know this, I love cars. My next stop motion one is actually going to be with all of my custom cars. So stay tuned for that, guys.
Ooh, I got another question. What is your favorite Hot Wheels show?
Ooh,
Shows.
that's a can of worms that I'm glad we're about to crack open. So, as a kid, I lived off of Highway 35 and Acceleracers. And I lived off of Hot Wheels Battle Force 5. I've got the video game for the Wii, which sadly my Wii doesn't work anymore. Hot Wheels Battle Force 5, Acceleracers, Highway 35. They did the Team Hot Wheels stuff a while back. I watched a whole bunch of Motor City. I lived and breathed all of the Hot Wheels content that I could. I love every bit of it. I've seen the World's Best Driver thing that they've done. If it's Hot Wheels, I see it. I watched this dude who I've been watching since I was a little kid, Mark from Race Grooves. He does track time, he does unboxing, and I believe he's in the Guinness Book of World Records for one of the largest Hot Wheels collections. And he's a channel that I grew up watching, so I absolutely love Mark from Race Grooves. Massive shout out to him. You were my childhood. I watched your videos every single day. So and I love Hot Wheels because there's kind of like a hidden art to it of how much detail they can pack into one little thing. And I love the whole thing behind it as they make kids happy for next to nothing. So
Awesome.
Hot Wheels is one of those things that's I'm always going to carry with me. It's always going to be one of my favorites. And also, I am the biggest Hot Wheels nerd ever.
And Star Wars.
Yes, if you guys can't tell, I'm a massive Star Wars fan. I really want to get one of those NeoPixel lightsabers, but I can't rationalize $500 on a lightsaber. I can't rationalize it.
Just build your own one.
I'm going to go to Home Depot or like Lowe's and something. Oh, speaking of which.
There makes a lot of TikToks about those TikToks. Did I say it right?
Speaking of which, Star Wars, lightsabers. Me and my dad. We were walking through Walmart the other day. And I see these massive red styrofoam pool noodles. I looked at him. I went, I'm thinking about Star Wars. Dad goes, I wonder if we can find a broom handle. My mom goes, don't start. Of course, me and my dad completely ignore what my mom says, and we start immediately. We're walking through the store, whacking each other with these big friggin' styrofoam pool noodles. So we bought two of them, and the next day my dad comes home with a big piece of PVC pipe. He cuts it in half, cuts the pool noodles in half, and he stuck them on the end. So I'm going to make a video of me and my dad
Big brain.
battling to Star Wars music with PVC pipes wrapped in styrofoam, wearing motorcycle helmets, beating each other in the front yard to Star Wars music. So stay tuned for that.
Who's the bad guy?
Yes.
Who's gonna be the villain?
Yeah.
Because you always have to have a what is it, assist? No.
Oh my god.
The
Oh
Jedis
my.
and
The Jedis and the Sith. Oh my god.
yeah.
I really want to start out and edit. So it's like I want to start with the hello there from General Kenobi. But at the same time, I really want to do the Darth Maul stance when he holds the lightsaber out in front of him and it just shoots out to the side. His starting stance is so good.
Yeah.
I'm geeking out. I don't know.
Now we got him on Star Wars.
The problem is they're both red pool noodles. They literally didn't have a blue or a green or even purple. We can't even be Samuel L. Jackson. I don't think I've ever said that before. We can't be Samuel L. Jackson. We just can't. But yeah, so guys, stay tuned for a hilarious video of me and my dad beating each other with motorcycle helmets on and pool noodles.
I can't wait for that.
It's gonna be absolute and utter chaos.
Finish him!
Oh god.
Finish show.
Finish him. Oh boy. That's good stuff right there. Just joined the stream. What's going on? Oh, we're doing a bit of a podcast. Past the redline, one might say. It's just a couple of friends hanging out, being idiots, talking about a couple of very loosely based topics. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do more of these in the future. I'll spice it up. I'll bring people back. I'll have different people on. You know, we're just going to have some fun with it. But I just figured this is one way to keep the community close and have fun with friends. Because, as we all know, after Dynamite, Beyblade Burst is probably going to be finished with.
Who knows?
Now, that's not confirmed, nor is it denied, but let's face it, it's been going on for like 5 or 6 years, which is the longest it's gone on since the original back in 1995. So,
How long was Metal Fight?
Metal Fight was quite a few years. They did so they had Metal Fusion, Metal Fury, Metal Masters, 4D, and 0G. So they had 5 seasons of it. We're on what? Season...
Then you had the spin-off series like Bay Raiders,
Yep.
Bay Wheels.
Bay Wheels, Bay Raiders.
We do not talk about Bay Wheels.
Shut up!
Bay
Silence!
Wheels, Bay Wheels as an anime, it was good. It's just the toys. Just the only thing that was really wrong with it was the launchers
So
that they made for.
I got a really funny story for this.
Geeks broke their teeth with Bay
This isn't new knowledge. We all know this. What people don't know is Bay Wheels was a huge part of my childhood. No one's ever said that before. I can tell you that.
I can, because Bay Wheels also, I've had a lot of Bay Wheels when I was little. Like, before, I mostly had Hasbro stuff, because I never knew that Takara told me it existed when I was younger.
So you guys are probably going to die laughing at this story. So I had 2 or 3 friends in school that had Bay Wheels. We all had Beyblades. It was the hot thing back in the day. We all had Beyblades. Very few of us had Bay Wheels. However, we used them all day, every day at recess, to the point where we wore slam out every launcher we have. So it turned in from a couple of kids calmly pulling on a string and sending a rubber tire rolling down the pavement to 4 or 5 kids chucking rubber tires down the road. Like, we were basically like how you would hold a bowling ball. We are rocketing these things down the pavement, through the snow, through the wood chips, through the leaves. utter complete chaos. So literally, there were a couple times where some of us got hit in the heads because some of us are incompetent. One of those was me at one point. But the thing that ticked me off, my buddy had Scorpio, which was the lightest one they made. It got the best grip. It was light and it was fast. I like the big, heavy stuff. But the problem is, the only one that I had was Pegasus that was a speed type.
Oh, yeah.
Pegasus is fantastic for long distance because there's next to no drag. It's basically just a regular tire. Scorpio didn't go as far as my Pegasus did, but it went in way more places. I mean, Scorpio would just keep going through like the rough stuff while Pegasus fumbled around. And Pegasus was heavy. Really heavy for a speed type.
For me, I kind of like more of the bigger ones. I had
the power types.
I do. Yeah, the power types. I have more of those. So I had like Bull, and I had I'm trying to remember the whales again.
Cetus.
Yeah, I had Cetus.
I wanted Bull. I really wanted Bull. Those who don't know this, Bull is my favorite Beyblade of all time. Nothing will beat Bull. I mean, obviously Shatter beats Bull, but like as far as like Takara Tomy and Hasbro releases, nothing will ever beat Bull.
Bull is really good. Benkei was a really good character as well.
Benkei was my favorite character.
Oh, that's actually mine too. I was legit talking about that with my brother.
Because he was the only big guy in the show, other than Marcus. He doesn't count. But like, he was the only fat guy. Don't say Klaus. He was ripped.
Yeah. Klaus was ripped.
I mean, that guy was an absolute unit. But Benkei. We need more. Have you noticed something?
Yeah.
So we've all noticed and all complained about how there's no female bladers, and they finally fixed that. They finally did something about it.
Wait,
on the most likely very last season of Burst.
But I know there's a female blade or a Nubian. There's a person who had a Nubian.
That was a dude.
Was that a dude?
Yep.
I've been lying to my whole life.
Wait, you actually thought that was a girl?
Yeah. Oh my God. You just changed my life.
You can hear the regret in his voice. So what's going on there, buddy? You just exposed yourself hardcore, brother. That took a left turn real quick.
I bet the chat is like saying some stuff.
No. What's your favorite Beyblade?
My favorite intro is definitely GT.
Oh man.
Not GT. Well, no, it was Beyblade First Rise for now. GT Card Company.
Yeah.
It's because Jonathan Young is my favorite.
Hold on just a second.
YouTubers.
Yes, Mad Rabbit. Aquario was a female blader. Her name was Hikaru. There we go.
Yeah. Someone who only played in the first season because after that she got PTSD from Ryuga.
Isn't Vault sister a blader too, right?
No.
She doesn't count.
Yeah. She doesn't count because when people say female bladers, it's like a blader with their own specific Beyblades.
And
Beyblade.
They ticked me off when they gave Toko a Beyblade and not Nika.
Yeah.
They
gave Toko, what was it?
Trident, yeah. This is the thing that really bugs me. Don't get me wrong, I love the whole Eclipse gimmick where it splits. They should have given Toko and Nika a system where their Beyblades can split in half, like, a whole Gemios type thing, since they're twins.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you.
But so back to my point that I was making. So we haven't had a real female character in forever. The thing that bugs me is we haven't had a single fat guy. We had the uncle to Dante, but we haven't had a fat blader.
That is true.
And as a bigger guy myself, I want another fat guy in the show.
Yeah, we want to cosplay.
So
fat people.
a lot of people actually haven't realized this. So back to the whole who's your favorite character, Ben K. He straight up had a shout out to Hulk Hogan in like one of the first or second episodes.
Can I say something?
I suppose.
Even though Ben K is fat, he's got some big ass muscles on his arms.
That's what I'm getting to. Is he said, so Hulk Hogan used to say, check out these 16-inch pythons. In like the second or third episode, Ben K battled it was when they caught Kenta under the overpass. He goes, check out these 16-inch pythons, and he launched his bay, and the thing went rocketing across the thing. It's like freaking Hulk Hogan's line.
Yeah.
But can I?
One idiot at a time.
Had to have Emperor, if you want to say something, you can.
Oh, okay. Well, I was gonna ask you a question, so if you want to go first. But I just want to say, what would the most paid to win Beyblade you could get?
Paid to win?
Yeah.
Pay to win? Probably
I don't
like
understand.
the original Amaterios, probably.
Monty did El Drago could like spin steel. Come on, man. Oh, pay to win means like when you get the Beyblade, you automatically win any battle.
Oh,
That,
Fafnir.
then
Fafnir.
that would be Fafnir.
Hear me out on
Fafnir
this.
for sure.
Hear me out on this. Don't get me wrong, I like Fafnir, but it's overrated.
Right now I'm not
I'm
liking
pretty
it.
sure Fafnir and Spriggan are the most overrated Beyblade because of the character.
Big might be the most paid to win Beyblade now that you think about it.
I like the characters themselves because I like Free because he's a lot like me where he really doesn't care and he just kind of does his own thing. And I like Shu because he's kind of like me at the same time. So whether you guys know this about me or not, I'm kind of quiet in person. I got a loud personality, but typically I keep my mouth shut. He's very calculating. I love the characters. I love the voice actors for them. They're just absolutely fantastic.
In honesty, I like Free more than Shu because Free has that more like calm, I don't care type.
Well, we know
Feel
less
with-
about him too.
Yeah,
I'm a
and
big fan of
My
I just
que-
like Free because of his character design is just overall energy. that
This
he
is
gets.
completely off topic, but I've wondered this forever. What happened to Free that made him like that?
True.
So it showed.
You do not know.
I don't actually.
It showed.
I think something bad happened in his childhood, so we don't talk about bad childhoods.
Well, here's the thing. When it did the flashback to when he was battling with Chris, his eyes were still hazed over like that. So it's like, I'm wondering if he was born with like some kind of like mental thing where like he just can't like quite connect with people, or if it's just like an emotional thing, or if he's just like that kind of person, because there are people totally like that. It's completely off topic, and we could spend an entire episode dedicated to that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. Just going over like Beyblade theories and stuff.
That should be our next. That should be our next podcast. The whole theory is Beyblade like theories on characters, not actually Beyblades themselves.
That would be fun.
Yes, it would.
I'm a big theory person, so I'd be down for that.
I got a question.
What's up?
Who's your favorite Beyblade villain from any season?
Ooh.
Ooh.
So
Oh, let me see.
you're gonna have
Oh, I
to
know mine.
you're gonna have to hear me out on this. I've got two, and they're both from the plastic gen. So Kai is my favorite villain from season 1. He was the villain. Don't try to say he wasn't. He was the villain. For the longest time in season 1, he was the villain.
I'll let you have it, but I might argue with it later. I'm joking.
For a majority of season 1, he was the villain. I'm talking up to like Black Dronzer.
Black Draw. Oh, okay,
He was
Black
he was
Draw.
the villain all the way up till Black Dronzer, pretty much. Now, Brooklyn. Brooklyn was my favorite villain. And it's because he's broken. He's a broken person, and it's not necessarily like anyone's fault. It's kind of his own because he was too gifted, and he was so naturally used to getting what he wants. He physically and mentally couldn't handle the stress of losing.
Right.
But
Isn't
it was
that the villain that was a robot?
no, that was Zio.
No, that's the.
It was the thing about Brooklyn though. He wasn't just mad. He was fighting like he was possessed. He wanted to end everything. They hadn't had a major villain that had threatened as much as Brooklyn had until Nemesis.
And then I talked about this a lot about Burst. They would have their villains, but it's mostly the villains trying to like become powerful and just be the strongest later, not actually trying to like take over the whole entire world. But as I was told, Burst was mostly just to make it more realistic.
Yes. So here's the thing. Lane Valhalla is a cool character. He's just a spoiled brat, though. That's all that's all he is. He's not bad. He is just a straight up tool.
But with the whole villain thing, I actually have 3 characters that I like. Which, for one, I agree with you with Brooklyn. I love that character.
And Zeus,
But-
what a bay. What a bay it was.
Yeah. And the other 2 are from Metal Fight. I don't know if he was really a villain or not, but Theo should know this character. His name is Jack, the owner of Evil Befall.
Evil Befall is one of my all-time top favorite Beyblades. I love that bird. The peacock's such a cool bird. And the
And when
bay.
he drew the design in the stadium when he was fighting Ryuga.
He was one of the first people that made the new Ryuga serious. Because
Exactly.
I mean,
I would just say my favorite villain is like Ryuga.
Yeah, the third one will have the Ryuga.
well, here's
Can
the
I
thing.
say who
Yeah, go ahead.
my favorite villain from Metal Fight, even though he was a loser, was the crab guy.
Tetsuya? Watarigani. Watarigani was your favorite.
Okay, no, you need to explain this now. Like, how?
I agree with him. They just
He was annoying, but he was kind of funny.
he's just too powerful to exist.
I feel bad for Mad Gasher and Dark Gasher. They did that Bay dirty.
They did with the owner. I'm sorry. Just he wasn't a good character overall. Even though
Don't get me wrong. They were going in the right direction with him, but somewhere along the line, a fifth of tequila and a bottle of scotch got involved, and they forgot what they were doing.
Pretty much.
Somewhere along the line, they went out to the bar. They came back and they said, let's write about some characters. And they just went on, and they're like, no one said no. Because
pretty much.
here's another thing people don't know about me. Dark Gasher and Dark Bull are my two favorite Beyblades. Dark Bull, Dark Gasher, Evil Befall, and Evil Gemios are my 4 favorite Beyblades.
So my favorite villain from Burst is the guy who owns Twin Nemesis.
Norman?
Yes.
Is Norman really a villain though?
I mean, kind of.
Yes.
Hey, Chad. How's it going, buddy?
Hey, Chad.
Why hasn't Twin Nemesis got an evolution? It deserves an evolution.
It does.
It does.
It really does. So, guys, hear me out on this combo. Twin Nemesis in hammer mode, 9 hold dash. That's a good combo.
But isn't Capricorn? I forgot the
Ooh.
captain name, but
Captain Capri. Oh, you mean Spiral Capricorn, Dr. Ziggurat?
yeah, like isn't he a villain though, right?
Yeah.
Dr.
Ooh,
Ziggurat is a villain, yes.
Baymon. Baymon. He got a good one.
One thing I want to
What
say
about-
is that Hasbro already made an evolution to Twin Nemesis.
No, it didn't.
Oh, not TT.
Yeah, I need to look at it in a bit, Chad. Okay, hold on, guys. Baymon Bros brought up an absolutely fantastic one. I completely forgot about this. Baymon Bros just reminded me of one of my favorite characters and one of the most twisted episodes of Beyblade ever. Poison Serpent and Reggie.
Max, we can't hear that well.
Your audio went out, Max.
Oh, son of a biscuit. Can you hear me?
Yes. A little
You
bit.
sound like you're more on like a walkie-talkie in a way.
Can you hear me now?
Still
You
on
sound
the
like you're on a walkie.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna drop out the chat and I'll be right back. My phone does this sometimes. Did that fix it? Did that fix it?
There you
Yes.
Okay. Back to the thing. Who was it? Baymon Bros brought up one of my favorite characters, Beyblades, and episodes because of how friggin' twisted it was. Poison Serpent and Reggie.
Oh my god.
Oh, Reggie.
So I need to go into how dark and twisted this was. Reggie was psychologically tormented and turned into a living weapon. Think about that. They showed a whole bunch of little kids a character who had been psychologically twisted, broken, and put back together. And they
What
said,
show is this from? What season is this from?
MFB.
First season.
Oh.
Very first season. MFM.
He was psychologically twisted because it showed him literally in a room surrounded by TVs showing Chinga Hagane and Pegasus. They broke him to the point where all he could think about was winning, and seeing loss physically put him in pain. And when he lost himself, he turned to stone.
That's true.
Poison Serpent was relentless, twisted. And the Japanese special move was Venom Genocide.
That is a scary name for a Beyblade special.
Look at Beyblade villains. Metal Fight the real deal.
Like, I'm pretty sure if any of the Metal Fight villains came into first,
They'd be
wouldn't know what to do.
disappointed. They would be thoroughly disappointed.
I'm really mad. To be honest, the villains should have won just because of the power of friendship they lost.
Friendship, go!
So basically, what you're saying is
Spirit.
MFB Beyblade is the same storyline as Fast and the Furious. It's all about family.
Yeah.
friendship is magic.
Oh my God,
I
we
went down
got
it.
him.
I think both, like, the storylines just, I mean, just,
Shinga Hagane and Dom Toretto are the same person.
oh God, no.
Jinka one versus Ryuga, like when he turned into like this kind of dragon.
Okay, that battle between Ryuga and Storm Pegasus was the most saddest battle I've ever seen, because at the end, Storm Pegasus just turns to dust, just blows off into the wind. In the wind, I'm just sitting there like, because that hit me really, really hard, because my very first
It
gameplay
took
I have ever had,
Jenga years to find the next Pegasus.
it hit me.
It
very
wasn't
hard
that
because-
long. It was months. It was a couple months.
Yeah, it was a couple months.
At most. It was
He versus
It was 3 months at most.
Pretty much. But it hit me harder when I saw that scene, because Storm Pegasus was my very first Beyblade.
Mine too.
Mine was Rock
So,
Orso.
It just hit me, and I was like, Pegasus, no.
Who y'all think will win? Ryuga or Reggie?
Ryuga.
Power, like nothing holding him back.
Reggie was my
Ryuga.
favorite character as far as villains go, but Ryuga's definitely going to win. So,
Not even a competition.
yeah, Poison
sorry.
Serpent, cool Beyblade, but it just wasn't
It's sad
good.
what happened to Ryuga in the final season.
Ryuga died. No, did Ryuga die?
Wow,
He didn't
saying
die.
that, we are throwing out a lot of spoilers for those who haven't seen Metal Fight yet.
Oh, spoilers for
Ryuga
something
didn't
that's
die in the
10
final
years
season, I
old.
think.
Yes, but I realized a lot of people are going back and watching, like, who are getting into Beyblade are, like, going back and watching Metal Fight.
So,
I'm always rewatching the season.
so here's the thing. Here's the thing. It doesn't specifically say that Ryuga died, and here's why. Now shut your mouth before you say anything, because I know at least one of you wants to say something to that. Sakyo Kuriyami, the Ronin Dragoon guy, he got Ronin Dragoon from Ryuga.
Google said he died.
Do you believe everything you read?
He did not die.
Yeah, Google is never right, bro. I'm sorry. I mean, some stuff, yes, but not everything.
We trusted you, Google.
No, you trusted Google.
Anyway, my failures made me look stupid in front of live TV.
Yeah, live TV. There's 5 people watching.
Pretty much.
My live streams typically
Same
get like a
watch.
couple hundred views, though.
We're not on Markiplier's channel.
Markiplier. I've never heard someone compare me to Markiplier. I wish I was Markiplier.
I can promote your podcast in my channel, in my Discord if you want, Max.
Me too. I could do that too. That's really fun.
I'm not asking for nothing. Do whatever you guys want.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. We've been going for an hour and 4 minutes and 35 seconds. I say we start.
An hour, wow.
I know. Where did the time go? My dinner's probably gonna be cold.
Probably.
All right,
What
so
are you having?
pork chops.
I have
Oh,
pizza.
that sounds good. Pork chops sounds so good.
I was supposed to have dinner, but I didn't have dinner yet, so I'm pretty sure we're not gonna eat.
All right, guys.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna. This is the first episode of Past the Red Line, and we are shutting off the engine, closing the garage, and we are heading home for the night. All right, guys. So thank you to everyone who joined the stream, both watching at home and in the chat. I am super happy that everyone came, and I will be more than happy to definitely do more of these in the future, and definitely have some different people back, and definitely have some of you guys back, different people back, and maybe even make a very specific group of people to discuss podcasts on more of a kind of like consistent baseline and have on special guests. So, all right, guys, that is about it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on the bell notifications so you get all my videos because I upload daily. Go subscribe to all my fantastic friends that have joined this podcast with me. And as always, guys, I hope this video makes your day just a little bit better. Live life to the max and stay awesome.
Later.